Are you conscious of Christ's sufficiency, or you are conscious of your deficiencies? I love Galatians 3. It says that for as many as have been baptized into Christ have put on Christ. For as many of you as have been what? Baptized. The word is what? Baptizo. That is the Greek word. It means to be immersed, to dip something into. Like you take something and then you dip it into a soup. When you take banku, you dip it in baptism. Say, I have been baptized into Christ. Therefore, I have put on Christ. It is weightier than you think it is. You know the way I put this dress on? Do you see my body? You don't see my body. What you see is a regalia. So when God looks at you, what he sees is Christ. You have put on Christ. I'm telling you so that you don't have to be so conscious of your deficiencies. Be aware of the fact that you have put on Christ. So Christ has become your image. And the Bible said that Christ is the image of the invisible God. Sometimes when we are casting demons, if I look to the demon doesn't want to look at me. Not because we are anything of ourselves. No, it's because we are put on Christ. There's the brightness of the Christ that emanates from us, making it impossible for darkness to confront us and to challenge us. Say, I have put on Christ. His life is at work in me. His power is at work in me. Have you put on Christ, or you are put on yourself? See, a lot of Christians with weak faith is because they are put on themselves. All they see is themselves. All I see is Christ. See him as the supply of grace. See him as your sanctifier. He's your sanctifier. What else should God do? Why are you carrying burdens of things that Jesus has taken away? Because as long as you carry those burdens, you can't enter into your inheritance. You can't walk in the boldness and the audacity of faith that is needed to confront the systems of darkness and to conquer it. Say, Christ is my image. Say, Christ is my righteousness. Christ is my justification. Say, Christ is the power of God at work in me. As many as have been baptized into Christ. When you move around as with the consciousness of one that is baptized into Christ and has put on Christ. When I became born again, a lot of things began to happen around me. I discovered early in my Christian walk, my walk with God, that I have been put at the right hand of God. I discovered that I have identified with Jesus and that his authority is handed down to me, his power. Why I began to cast out devils so early? I started casting out demons. I was less than 3 months old in Christ when I began to command devils out of people, and then demons will scream and then they will leave. I told you that the person who led me to Christ, I'm the one who laid hands on him to speak in tongues. He came to preach to me and I became born again. When I spoke in tongues, he was not speaking in tongues. What was the difference? His knowledge. The fundamental thing he knew was preach the gospel. But when we came, we began to read. See, this is our generation who have to go back to read the books of Kenneth Hagin. When I look at what we have now, I see a problem. I don't see solution yet. Some of the messages, when you hear them, it kills your faith and kills your confidence. And you were listening to one message at the choir, and I told you to stop. The message was the presence has left. The person already came thinking the presence has left. And you two are now. I didn't hear the whole thing, but the thing I was hearing, I told Apostle Gideon, I shut it down. Play something different. I said, go back and read Kenneth Hagin's books. Read T.L. Osborne's books. All the fathers are going and there are no replacement. You can't see the gap. The manifestation of God that was in their lives is as a result of the knowledge base and the understanding they had of Christ. The boldness of faith, the audacity of their faith that commanded those results is the understanding of the grace of God. And when we talk about the grace of God, we are not saying men should live anyhow. No, see, when you love God, I mean, if you become born again and you begin to walk with God, there's nobody that wants to live anyhow. In fact, you don't have that power. There's a spirit in you that doesn't allow you. I don't need to sound a trumpet. If you tell a lie, do I need to come and tell you that you told a lie? The alarm system is inside. It already tells you that, oh God, what you are doing. We can only function in our capacity as God's children when we see ourselves as God sees us. And if we are going to see ourselves as God sees us, we have to go back to the scriptures.